Aviation.
So excited. My mother's gonna flip her nut when she's. Dad'll think it's cool.
Yeah.
Automated weather observation 1404 Zulu. Wind calm. Temperature 2 Celsius. Dew point 18 Celsius. Altimeter 3022 inches of mercury.
All right, we're 3 degrees away from being able to do this. 2 degrees. Yeah, it gets warm in here pretty quick.
Oh yeah. I need a
Edenvale traffic in your Romeo hotels rolling 13.
Now where we gotta be on temperature, and just double checking this engine before we do anything. Perfect, just the way I like it.
And Edenvale traffic, SportStar India Juliet Kilo Yankee backtracking 08 to backtrack 13.
So what?
Are you both staying in a circle or are we going away? I will be leaving towards the beach. Okay. Keep on 24 on a downwind for 13 full stop.
Alright Hazel, so what you can expect here is I am going to accelerate this plane in this direction. We're going to sort of cruise it like a car until it picks up speed. And a gentle pullback on my control stick and we will be in the air.
Awesome. Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee backtracking 13 for immediate departure.
And once this thing gets up in the air, this time in the morning is usually fairly smooth. So we shouldn't expect too much turbulence, but sometimes it has a tendency to rock and roll a little bit.
Edenvale traffic in your Romeo Hotel, turning crosswind with Kilo uniform in sight.
But as you said, you're an adrenaline junkie, so I don't think that's going to bother you at all.
No, that's not good.
So what I need to do is just show you the range of motion of this control stick, just so it doesn't bump into anything. There is a little pocket there if you want to put your phone in there, because I'd hate to get it jammed in the control. And so I'll need this kind of motion maybe to take off, and I need to reach for this guy once. Other than that, we're good. So if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go.
Go.
And Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee on the roll, 13. Departing up towards Wasaga Beach, climbing to 2000. Edenvale traffic in your Romeo Hotel, left downwind 13.
And as simple as that.
That is freaking awesome.
Ah, the air is very calm right now. This is a treat. Sometimes when you get these planes off the ground, they're rocking and rolling side to side, every which way.
The coolest thing ever.
They're awesome, yeah. So we're approaching 500 feet over the ground right now.
Looks higher than that.
It does, it's deceiving. I'm thinking we'll go out towards the beach. That way it's a nice scenery there.
Approaching altitude.
So now we're 1,000 feet over the ground. Oh yeah, this is a treat with this smooth air like this.
Reading altitude. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
2,300 feet over the ground. What I'm doing is just pulling back some of this power.
Studio traffic, Indy Romeo Hotels on base.
We don't need to climb any more from here. We could, but this is a cool altitude because you can still recognize things on the ground from here.
Yeah.
But once you start getting too high, everything looks foreign.
Wasaga Beach.
That's right. So you must obviously be familiar with this area.
A little bit.
Okay. You from far away?
Grew up in Sutton, moved to Innisfil about 5 years ago.
Ah, cool.
4 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so from here you can see Wasaga Beach is directly in front of us, which we'll fly over.
Indy Romeo Hotel, final
And
13, full stop.
that direction where you see that big white building sort of on that coastline there, that's Collingwood, with Blue Mountain off in the distance there. Midland Penetanguishene up that way. Now it probably feels like we're barely moving, but we're doing right now about 180 kilometers an hour.
Wow.
And Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee departing your zone to the north en route to Wasaga Beach at 2,000.
So I might as well start showing you how this thing operates.
Okay.
So, for the purpose of today, you could choose whatever hand you want on that control, but just pick one hand. And I just want you to feel the small movements that I do on this control stick. So if I want to take the plane and turn it to the right, all I'm going to do is just a little tiny pull like that, and you see how the plane starts turning. And notice how the plane keeps getting sharper, the turn's getting steeper and steeper.
Yep.
To get rid of that, we just go back a little bit. Then it'll roll back to the way it was. Now that we're back to level, I want to keep it here. I just give it a little tug and kind of just play with it. The motions are very, very small. If we were to do anything really crazy, this thing would bank super fast.
Right departure towards the Midland Field.
So for instance, if I was to do that same motion, here's that little motion to the left, and then all of a sudden I aggravate it. So that's like aggravating the turn, but sort of feel the G-forces in your butt pushing down.
Yeah.
A great opportunity to look around and see all the visual that you see from here. That's pretty cool. But notice how I just did just a kind of little sharp motion like that to get it to do this.
Doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much at all. So if I want to take this plane and go higher, what I'm doing is I'm watching this gauge here. This tells us how high we are. So it says we're roughly 2,040 feet. You'll notice when I pull towards me, yep, you'll see how that gauge starts to climb. Now we're 2,100,
Altitude.
2,200.
Victor Juliet Yankee.
But just like in a car or a motorcycle, it's the same principle. As we start going up the hill, we need to add throttle to ensure that we don't slow down too much, right?
Or you'll stall it.
Exactly. So in the case of this, I'm watching this guy, this airspeed indicator. As I pull back, see how it goes to 60? I don't want to go any slower than that. So in order to speed up, I push the nose forward.
Just coming up on a line directly between Penetang and Midland.
You'll see how it starts speeding up pretty quick because I'm dropping the nose.
How high up can these go?
This will go 13,500 feet. So it'll go past the area where we need oxygen. Once you get to 10,000, you need to bring oxygen with you, because you will pass out. Mind you, there's a 30-minute euphoria you get. or you feel drunk, and then usually that's all you get.
Collingwood area, Cessna 172, Golf Charlie Tango Juliet is over Lake Eugenia, 2,500 feet. We're going to do some sightseeing in the Beaver Valley before heading back to Owen Sound.
The one thing I'm always looking for up here is other pilots. That's why I'm listening on the radio, listening to where they are. So far, I don't think there's anybody in our vicinity here, so we're pretty good to do really whatever we want.
Cool.
So if you want to feel that control stick again, I'm going to do a turn to the right like that. This is nice and gentle, nice and gentle. One of the hardest things to do with the plane is to turn without climbing or descending. But that's where it takes a little bit of skill. As I start this turn, I know the plane's automatically going to want to go down, so I put a little bit of back pressure into it, pulling towards my belly. Just a little bit. Now we're starting to descend. So what we'll do is I'll straighten this out in a direction where there's nobody hanging around, and I'll just let you do that. All right, Hazel, you ready to play around with it?
Sure.
Now don't worry, my hand is here, so I'm not going to let you do anything too crazy. Just get the feel of it. Just start playing around. Left, right, side, side. Just gentle motions until you get the hang of what it does. Right now, that's very nice. Now we're starting to dive. So just pull back towards you a little bit, feel those G-forces kicking in. We're on 1.9 Gs right now. Pretty cool, huh?
That's awesome.
So right now it's starting to climb. I sort of feel a little bit of weightlessness happening to us.
Yep.
So right now it's sort of got to the top of the hill and it's now just about to level off or start going down again. So let's give you a destination and direction to fly to. Thinking, keep it nice and smooth there. Let's head up this coastline here and just start going off to the right. Hey, you're pretty good at this. Very touchy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great way to get around, too.
That wouldn't take long.
Nope. And it's fun. You're above everything, you're looking down. It's very nice. So if you wanted to get the sensation, you said you were a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. If you want to attempt a little bit of weightlessness, all you got to do is pull back towards you a little bit, get this plane climbing. And from now, give a push forward. I'll straighten it out a little bit like that, and now just a decent push forward. There you go. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing with the throttle. This is my throttle here, right? So once we dove down, I pulled off the throttle because we didn't need to speed up on the way down. So right now we're picking up some decent speed. We're going down. If you want to get a bit of G-forces, just give a nice pull back. That's it. There, now we're slowing down, so we'll put this nose down. We don't want to go below 60. There we are. We are weightless.
My daughters would love this.
Yeah, it's pretty addictive. So this is why I do what I do. It's just great fun. And once a person is trained, it's relatively safe. The training's the hardest part, but it's not too intense. On average, 25, 26 hours of training. Gets people up to snuff where they can get their license.
Wow.
So right now what we're doing is we're descending and we're speeding up. Their airspeed there, 104, 105, 106.
So what's that roughly?
Leaving altitude.
We're really moving. So I'm slowing this thing down a little bit. There we go. So 104 knots would be, 100 knots, 115 miles per hour. So what's our conversion? 115. We're doing 200.
That's wicked.
Yeah, unfortunately the manufacturer didn't build this aircraft as an aerobatic plane, but there's certain maneuvers that we can get away with.
Get a com, Romeo and Sierra here. Could I have the active runway, please?
So this plane is capable of putting 4 Gs on us, which 4 is ridiculous.
Holy crap.
Once people get to 2, that's usually about enough. That's double your weight.
Yeah.
When you get to 3, you're losing that blood in your head and you're starting to feel faint pretty quick. And so it's just not fun. And plus,
Approaching. Leaving altitude.
we're just gradually descending.
That's awesome.
I'm just going to correct it just a little bit. If you want to pull out your phone, I'll take control. And yeah, there's some good shots to take from up here, that's for sure. Did you want to fly over Wasaga to get a picture?
The ground is at 172. We're going at 2,500 feet. We're going to conduct a full turnaround procedure over 3-1 inbound for landing.
Wasaga Beach is directly in front of us there.
Right here.
Yes, I'm like heading.
See that little river there? That sort of cuts the beach in half. That's the Wasaga.
Okay.
And once we pass that a little bit further is where Beach 1 is, where all the bars and all that stuff are.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've ridden up there on our bikes.
Altitude.
Yeah, it's a nice ride. But you can control it on the way. Go for it. Sad to see summer's ending. All summer this was full of boats. Now you only see like 5 or 6 out here.
What summer?
Yeah, exactly.
It was a shit summer.
Yeah, worst one I ever remember.
Leaving altitude.
Every weekend was rain or windy and terrible. Hey, you have great control of this thing. Yes, I'm doing nothing. You're doing it all.
Currently with traffic. Romeo and Sierra, 5 to the south, 2.4.
Here's Wasaga Beach area right over here. So if you just turn in this direction, you'll be able to see the beach line.
Oh, right on. Really not that big, Wasaga.
It isn't. the area where the business is pretty small. But they still advertise it's the longest freshwater beach in the world. I think because it starts way, way over there, right?
Yeah.
And then it continues all the way up.
That's still Wasaga Beach though over there?
Yep. Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome.
So what we'll do is we'll get you to fly in the direction of the airport. It's off in that direction there. I don't know if you can recognize it from here. Yeah, this is great. I can just tell you which way to go and you can do it. Making my job easy for me. So if we straighten it out in this direction, but feel free if you want to do some turns on the way back, no problem. The only time I'm going to have to take over is right when we get right in the vicinity of the airport, because there's a certain procedure I need to fly.
Fine with traffic, Romeo India 0. Edenvale traffic, Bravo, November Victor, Rocket Chief over Elmdale 3000, inbound for the circuit.
Okay, so let's take a right and we'll go in that direction. There's another pilot coming in to land. I'm just looking for him. That's it. So I don't know if you can see it directly in front of us there. That's it.
And Edenvale traffic, SportStar, India Juliet Kilo Yankee is 4 miles to the north, inbound for landing. Going to cross overhead the field at 2.2 and drop down on the dead side and cross back over for a mid-left downwind for 13.
Little bit choppy now.
Yeah. Yeah, as the day starts maturing, it'll start doing that. The sun causes that. Heats up the ground, causes warm air bubbles to rise. But you're the type of person that probably wouldn't mind it. Like, it gets really nasty.
Oh yeah?
It'll throw you all around this cockpit.
No, that wouldn't bother me.
So what we're going to do is we're going to fly right towards the airport. We're going to cross straight over, and once you get over top, I'll take over and then do the rest of the
Awesome.
procedure. The only thing we got to try to do is hold the altitude of 2,200. You want to pull back a little bit on that nose. That's it. There you go. You're there. Very touchy.
It is. You get to fly every day?
I do.
That's an awesome job.
And teach people how to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, operate year-round, even in the winter.
Oh, it must be cold in the winter.
It gets a little cool, but there is a heater here. You know, you pull this knob out and it starts blowing warm air. The air is nice to fly in the winter. It's really dense, so the plane really likes to maneuver when you move that control stick, more so than now.
And Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankees overhead the field at 2,200 and going to drop down on the dead side, cross back over and join the mid-left downwind for 13.
All right, Hazel, unfortunately I got to take over from here because it gets a little complicated.
No worries.
I have to fly in a certain pattern here. I heard that there's another plane coming in to land here, and I'm just waiting to hear from him again. You don't want to be in the same vicinity of another plane that close, right?
Yeah, no.
All right, so let's give you some fun on the way down. Let's slow this thing down a bit. Oh, we're going down pretty quick.
Yeah, no kidding.
Approaching altitude.
Edenvale traffic, Bravo November Victor, approximately 2 miles to the northeast. Descending down the circuit height, I'm going to join straight in downwind 13.
And Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee is overhead the field to join a mid-left downwind 13 and looking for the traffic.
Real cool pictures when we're coming into land, what we call final approach, and you see the runway coming up.
Yep.
That's always cool, or even if you want to roll video on your phone, whatever you want to do.
And Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee turning mid-left downwind 13, full stop.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee turning left base 13, full stop.
Alright, this is where I'm pulling these things called flaps. They're like big doors that drop down underneath the wings. They sort of act like a brake. They make the wing a little larger, it slows us down for this descent. That way I can control my airspeed on the way down and not climb and speed so fast.
Right.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee turning final 13.
Yeah, the air is starting to change a little bit, starting to rock us around a bit. Nice and smooth on the ground.
Very smooth.
So how was that?
That was awesome. I'd do that again in a heartbeat.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee down and clear active 13 on Delta to the apron.
Woohoo! So whoever told you were crazy, they were wrong. You survived.
Absolutely. Crazy for not doing it.
Absolutely. And not bad for winning a contest.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you very much.
Edenvale traffic, Bravo November Victor, joining downwind for 13, full stop.
Yeah, if yourself or anybody else want to do it, just feel free to give me a call. Anytime. See how quick it gets warm in here once we land?
Yeah.
Did you ride up by yourself today?
No, I've got my girl girls with me here today.
Oh, cool.
Rest wherever he went. Oh, he.
Here we go.
That was awesome.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.